Hello, welcome back. Last time I did a cool puzzle that used every element from the entire game. That was in here, in Broadcast, but hey, check it out, I'm going to Prohibition. There's actually several things to do in here, more than you might think. But first things first. Going back to this one that doesn't have a check mark. So I got a little story about this. Total time I spent on my own in this puzzle was maybe about 7 or 8 hours, probably altogether. It was a long time. I was right about at my threshold where I was ready to ask for a hint, and in order to form up my question to the people who would know, be able to give me a little nudge in the right direction, I had come in here to mess with this puzzle and recheck my assumptions and make sure I knew what I was doing. And then I spotted one little oversight that solved the whole puzzle. So I had pretty much everything right. Let's go through the reasoning process, like the full chain of everything. I found it easiest to think about this room from the end to the beginning. So clearly these two are the most out-of-the-way goal objects. They require something to be brought in here. They require gravity because you can't get anything this far down with Prohibition through there, so it has to be with gravity. Then all of these shapes just sort of imply there's going to be some gap here. Anyway, so the conclusion, as I've gone through many times, is that I need a upper right L bracket here. And because of this space, that must be formed by joining a gravity block with this plus when that gravity block is too tall. Right, because I have to... I bring it through there. I assume these are just for prevention of something, because they don't ultimately change the shape of the block going through. They're probably for preventing, like, bringing a 1x1 through or something? Anyway, yeah, so you get an upper right L bracket. You form it here from a 1x2 block with gravity. Push it up, detonate part of it, rejoin part of it, have this joined up like... well, sure, pretend that hadn't happened. Making this, like, 4 shape. Bridge it across there, park it on what would be there, that's why you gotta get rid of that minus. Push it across, and puzzle's done. So that means you need a too tall something with gravity. And it's basically impossible to get that anywhere except here. So this block must go through here and join with that. And in order for it not to be just lost off the bottom, it's caught in this basket. So we know all this already. What I was doing for the longest time was... I couldn't find a way to catch it if I would join up to any part of it other than the rightmost, like that. However, once I join up to the rightmost part, while I have a shape that I can catch, like I can just barely catch it and get my basket back, let's just go through that just for completeness. Yeah, so that's as far over as I can push the basket to catch the thing. And that stick pushes in there, anchors itself in that spot, and yeah, like that just barely goes in. There's no way I could find to push this in a little bit more and get it back out. So that ends with this awkward shape that I can only move to the right and can't move to the left. I worked for a long time with this shape, eventually joined it to, not this, but this. I would have already consumed this plus with joining there. Joining up with this plus up here made a 5-wide thing with a thing hanging down on the right side. A thing on the thing. And I had determined that if I could just boost this up and over this lip right there, detonate this block so that I could end up with a too tall as it falls through here, I'd be done with the puzzle and everything would be great, but I couldn't move this up and over no matter what I did. That held true, but then I figured out I could reorder things slightly. Instead of attaching to this after I have put this through here, I thought, what if I would attach to it first? Like as my actual first action, I bring this over and up. Because if I'm attaching there anyway, what that lets me do is I can actually make a T-shape that I can catch in the basket, and then the puzzle's basically done, because everything is real simple. I don't entirely understand the point of this plus. What I still end up doing with it is just this. I just attach to the, attach a thing to my basket, and it's fine. Anyway, yeah, so catchable in basket has the capacity to be moved both left and right, and everything is super cool. So sure, that's fine. Just like a little bit of awkwardness here, don't worry about it. And check it out, it's up there. So that's where that needs to be. And now everything else plays out pretty much as planned. So I had the entire puzzle solved. There was just one little insight that I had missed. I have to get these blocks around each other, and the easiest way is in this order. Alright, so these are around each other. So I poke a hole in a slightly different place. This does have to change shape because I don't want to poke a hole there, I want it one more to the left. But since all the space is freed up, I can detonate this now. And yeah, that's still super fine. No problem at all. Poke a hole here. I've been told that this is the sieve right here, this row of blocks. I poke a little hole in it so that something can come through. I did not understand that by my own chain of reasoning. Yeah, now I'm done. There's really nothing else to the puzzle. I put this here. I put this where it goes. I give some support to my block here. I have like an extra bit of width there for some reason. So yeah, what is the point of this plus down here? Like, I don't get this one. It must be for prevention of something, but I don't understand what. Oops, I need to do this a little differently. That's fine. Alright, and check it out. So I unprop that, put it on my head. And the impossible puzzle is now solved. There we go. And that's all the puzzles in Prohibition. So yeah, thoughts on this puzzle? It's totally fine. It's a hard puzzle. I parsed it correctly as a really hard puzzle from the get-go. My chain of reasoning completely worked. I missed one single observation, and on further inspection I eventually found the thing that I had missed. I have no negative feelings about this. It just took me a long time. It's a real hard puzzle. It's like, it's still kind of a weird difficulty spike. See a fish. But it's fine. Alright, so I'm looking for a level called Balance. It should be in this zone. Okay, so Balance is the last one. Odyssey is over there in the middle, right? Okay, Balance is there, Odyssey is here. I've had author confirmation that these levels were indeed changed because I broke them. It was because of me. So I think the shape of this block changed to add a protrusion up top. I don't really remember what I did here, so this will be like solving a puzzle for the first time. Okay, so anyway, some sort of gravity has to make it up there in order to detonate that. Alright, so how do I expect that to happen? This is clearly involved pushing up and over. Can I... what kind of stack can I build here? Not much of one? So if I walk in here, I can retrieve one of you, and... what is this going to mean? So at some point, a gravity block has to be lifted. Probably this one right here, because I can get under it. I think that's the only one I can get under. But... isn't this a problem? The only horizontal protrusion I have in the entire puzzle is this. So maybe you're telling... I can't do that. Because now there's no lifting that anymore. I mean, yeah... yeah, there are several problems with doing this. Okay. Okay. Well, hold on. If I use the 3 tall, I can do that. It won't help me. But I can at least do what I was trying to do and get it back out, I think. Sure. This is going to have trouble getting out of there. And this can't go anywhere. And having it in that spot is also not helpful. So I need to some other way elevate you. It's got to be a reason for these pluses. I guess it just means something goes in those pits at some point. Or if I drop something, then I can start building a tower from there. Or it's to prevent poking this down in there and doing something with it. However, I can unprevent it by bonding that together, thereby opening up the space for you to go in. Let's pretend these aren't falling down here. But okay, you're in there now. Anyway, so how do I get anything elevated, ever? That is a question I do not know the answer to. Because, like, if this is down there, I don't get any... I can't get under it to push it. If I'm lifting this up and pushing something over, I'm necessarily pushing away from it, so I can't end up with something under it by, you know, doing this action and then one of these actions. Not without momentum or a much more larger, more complicated shape. So what do you want from me then? I don't know. What's the purpose of this? Feels like it would have one. Okay, so let's work backwards. If I could get this liberated, it could just go in here without having to involve any gravity. Is there any remote possibility of liberating you? Yes, if I can get you all the way across, then I can just push you up. That's the point of this. Okay, so I need to clear the way sufficiently for this block to get over this hole. And the problem with doing that is what? Yeah, I see. The problem is that I need, like... I have a suspicion as to what I need. I need to drop two things simultaneously so that they will fill both sides of this. So that's 1, 2, here and here, 3, 4, here and here. Yeah, okay. So I need to do a pushing action, which moves... I think I understand. Let's see, how will I do it though? I think if I... Will this work? It might. Well, not exactly like that. Let's rewind a bit. Okay, so I can do it wrong like this. This will look like it's going to work, but then not work, right? No, this will work. I think. Because, yeah, this does indeed push this and this simultaneously, so both go down. I think I have some blocks trapped here, but maybe I can do something about that. Okay, well, it looks right to me. Yeah, I can do something about that. Okay. Was it that simple? Maybe. You're already liberated. It's only the 3 tall that needs help, and in fact it doesn't. It doesn't need to be involved. I think I'm done. Cool. Okay. Nice simple one. That is definitely different from what I did the first time. I actually did carry a block with gravity up here, because this was a different shape. It didn't have that on top, and somehow that was able to do something for me? I don't know what, though. Anyway, Odyssey's done. Cool! Let's do balance. Like, my progress stayed, but I want to see the new puzzles and see what I did wrong and how to do it right. This one had felt pretty good to me when I did it. Something is different about these shapes, but I couldn't tell you what by looking at them. So what I ended up doing was I built a little tower that had... Okay, I had a 3 tall... a 1x3 at one point. I pushed it up here and used it to, like, shove this block down into this hole. I no longer have anything 1x3, so I think I'll have to do something a little different. Alright, so this is mostly probably just a matter of shuffling things such that they end up in a way that I can... I mean, I'm still pushing this off here. That action hasn't changed. I wonder if the block count has changed. So how do I... So if... Let's suppose this had been positioned there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this. And that's no good. Because, yeah, I need to exert leftward force on this. I do have a plus. I guess maybe the ideal would be... That's something I can... Well... I say I can do it, but it doesn't mean anything to balance the falling block on top of here. So this L shape... Okay, so if I could teleport this 3 wide block here, 1, 2, 3, and this 1x1 here, get this bonded with that on the bottom, I'd push it up, have a 2x2 L shape, and use it as a lever to push that in there. I believe that is by necessity the shape that I am constructing. However, what's unclear to me... Well, is that unclear? No, I think I understand. I can make this happen the way I want to, can't I? So I just have to do like a block swap here. What I need is... So that 1x1 provides some space for me to be able to swap these around. See, now this one is much more similar to the solution that I ended up using. So I do a horizontal push so that I don't need to elevate that myself. There's a problem here. I don't have... No, I think I can fix this. So that goes all the way up. How will I swap this in there, though? I don't think I'm going to. Okay, never mind. This is less obvious than I thought. Did I think it was going to be obvious? Not really. But, you know. It would have worked just as well to have... Oh boy. Yeah, so I can either put the 1x1 here and the 3 below it, or flip them around. 1x1 here, 3 above it. That would be just as fine. Neither of those currently looks possible to me, though. I can't boost any higher than this. Like, that's as high as things go. And I have to park everything there to keep it in place. Having already bonded to the bottom of this would not have helped me. I'm pretty sure... I'm not totally sure that's the only way to do this. I see a viable alternative. No, I don't. I'm wrong. Never mind. No, I'll only have one free block with this whole tower built. And it is this one. It'll have to be this one. So I need to bond to the bottom of it. Okay, so I need to not use that first. But then the question becomes, how do I swap these things out? Like, don't know how I could make that happen. Well, I can rebuild the tower a different way, if that would help. It wouldn't. This is definitely crucial. So pushing up and to the right to prop onto this block is important, but then I have to do a swap that I don't know how to do. This is as far up as things go. No meaningful horizontal motion will take place on this. Unless there's another shape I just haven't conceptualized that would let me poke this off the edge, but I think it's this with an extra thing on the bottom. There's just not enough horizontal room to get this in here now, and there's not enough vertical room to do it ahead of time. Like, I can't build that structure down here and then bring it up because there's not enough vertical space. That's all I get. I can't use this as a prop, like have it be bonded as I'm boosting something up because it's not near anything. Okay, well how about this? I don't absolutely have to have this as the top block. I could have the 1x1 as the top block. But that doesn't really mean anything. It's one of those two. It just can't be the 3 wide, that's all. I also kind of made use of the 1x1 for getting it up there in the first place, but maybe I didn't have to. Maybe it'd be just as good if I did that a different way. I don't think it would be. Well, okay, so I can do a little transfer here. This is a real suspicious space. This was just shoved up in there initially, right? And that's probably the only reason. Yeah, see, once I'm up there, I can't get this back. And I can't get it... Well, I can move these around. Sure. Oh. Not feeling good about this. Especially since I have nothing to prop down there now, so I guess I would have to first have, I guess really I wanted... Oops, this to take the place of the other block. Well, now that's just making everything awkward. Didn't I have that before? I did. So just leave it this way. Park this in here as a temporary prop, but that's no good either. No, I think I was closer before. Because I can poke out the 1x1 from the right. Be fine. But there's a step I'm missing in here somehow. Yeah, it's unclear to me what would help me right now. The only one with any leftward, like a left wall that's more than one tall is this. I'm thinking of, like, pushing things over as a unit. Maybe that is part of what I do. But you have to be close to the top, so hang on. So let me just visualize a little bit. Well, so if that was... So that takes up these spaces. Let's pretend it's still there. You're in that tower construction somewhere, so yeah, I bring this up. And the only clear space I need is, like, not that much. Poke, poke, puzzle solved. if that's already up. And for it to be already up, like there are several valid configurations here. Put this in here and move the L shape down by 1 would be fine if I also have this on that. I mean, no matter what, I'm building a tower from here to here. It's just, how do I build that tower and which configuration is valid? I definitely don't want to bond to the plus yet, because that just reduces my options. I had, however, been thinking about the idea of some kind of... No, it has to be this shape because that uses the minimum number of blocks. I was thinking about bonding to another part of this, but no, it can't be part of my tower. Tower needs to take the minimum path from... Yeah, so orthogonal spaces from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So no matter which way you count, it's always going to be 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's exactly every block that I have that is not this and the plus. And I need exactly this much to do the final poke. Because I need a protrusion 2 down from the top to get any leverage on it, because I won't have any other blocks because they're all occupied with this tower. And I need a protrusion 2 long on the top to actually get it over the lip, because something will be supporting it here. Presumably this, maybe in combination with that. Well, of course in combination, but I don't know what order. So, like, I have all the pieces, and this is exactly how I solved it before, it's just that there are different shapes now, and I don't know what to do with that. Okay. So what intermediate steps can I take? It feels to me like nothing... Oh, wait a second. Let me look at something. Yeah, I'm looking at something and it's no good. Well, no. No, it's no good. Hold up. Do I have to build the tower all at once? I think so. I think I cannot balance this up here and then push it left. It has to already be all the way left as it goes up. Not 100% sure on that, though. Maybe there's a way to have done it differently? Okay, so I'd be pushing this on, like, from somewhere in the right, then elevating and going over, and that's equivalent to what I'm doing here, so I don't think that's really meaningful. No, it's the same thing. So yeah, from here I just have to swap out blocks of my tower somehow. And I don't understand how to do that. You know, I mean, I'd love to do, something like this. Sure, that'd be nice, but for multiple reasons it doesn't work. There's definitely no going up to from here and then pushing this over. And if I would change that arrangement around, this way of doing things will be not bettered by it. Again, no pushing this right from that point. So could I somehow... I feel like I'm looking right at it, but I'm just not seeing it. I need to have this, like, already up here. Okay, well, I've been in a situation like this before. Let's get back into it. Yeah, this situation. It wouldn't directly help me to be able to get that on top of there, and I also can't. How do I insert something? I don't. I can't. It's too tall. Oh, wait a second. Welding. 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 I can construct this easily. And I can bond this to that. Probably. I mean, I can certainly do that. The question is, can I set up the rest at the same time? Alright, so welding would mean... something like... Oh, would have to be from the other side. Oh, now you're getting tricky. Actually, how would I weld? Okay, I mean, it's possible. And it's a very interesting proposition to set such a thing up. Okay, so let's get these out of the way first. I just need some support here. So yeah, this is how I would weld that. Sure, alright, so I constructed a poker out of different elements, so now can that poker be sufficient for propping this up as I do other actions with it? Probably? Maybe? Somehow? Okay. Yeah, I see. So yeah, that was definitely an action I did not take in my initial solve here. I guess you can help this travel over. And then you need to get out of the way. And then nothing works. Okay. I mean, I guess that's fine. I can replace things after that. Well, no. No, this is not working. What am I doing? I don't know anymore. Oh, don't do that, by the way. That's stuck now. Okay, so I have a weld, but what do I do with the gravity block? Like, I get it back up somewhere, somehow. But where and how? If I swap these out, does that help my situation at all? Everything's in my way. I mean, this looks similar to what I desire. But that's not it yet. Huh. Am I helped by this action? No? Certainly I'm not. Wait a second. I'm just overlooking something. Okay, I guess to get you out, I'll do it this way. So like that can catch you, and then instead of doing what I did before, it's still no good. What if I prop you with that? It's not especially better. Nope. It's weird to me that this is not working. Like, what was the initial state of the puzzle? Okay, yeah, a very easy... just like one step prior to having that up here. So on top of something on top of this, of course. Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what I'm trying to set up. It's just not happening. That's just back to where I was. And that's just things being stuck. But I need the extra horizontal... Yeah, okay, so boosting this back up onto that block is proving extremely hard. Can I... Maybe I don't have to do that. Maybe I can get it up a different way. I doubt it, though. But I think I can maybe see a way to doing that. Alright, so if you're up there... Okay. No, I need you below for the boost. You can go there, that's totally fine. Yeah, okay, so this gives me a different way to get the block up here, which is a totally viable precursor to having it on top of this down there. Great. So do this, then stack it back up. Okay, so that was a very indirect way to do all that. I welded together a better poker, and I do need it to act as a prop here still, and I'm not convinced that's going to work. I think what I wanted was the opposite of what I have here. So let's just swap. Sure, swap this now. Put this one as the prop. It's not just the prop, it's going to actually ascend alongside. Yeah, I'm building my whole tower on the lower block. Then I'll just transfer it to the upper one. There we go, that works. That works, that works, that works, I'm done. Okay, cool. I just needed that weld. Neat. I ended up with 3 blocks. Not counting gravity. Cool, okay. So that's a proper solution to all those that I left behind. Alright, great. So I have no unfinished business at all anywhere prior to the last 2 puzzles in the game. And that feels real good. So Prohibition done. And yeah, all that's left is 2 puzzles in Broadcast. Nice! I'm nearly done, maybe. Those 2 could take me a long time, but we will see. Alright, I'll see you next time for that.